is a tactic that is fighting another country but not actually face to face. Instead, they use tactics such as ambush, night raids, kidnapping, and assassinations. Only North Vietnam did this though, not the USA or South Vietnam. A civil war is a war that happens with the same country. In this case, it was North Vietnam against South Vietnam. But the South was allies with the US, so the South was aided by Americans' government forces. This war was under the Cold War, which was the main war between USA and Russia. This was between communism and anti-communism. So Vietnam was representing Russia and fought against the United States.
The skies above will cry for you.
The causes of the Vietnam War led all the way back to World War II. Vietnam was still under French's colony. So when the French's colony was occupied with the Japanese, a communist group led by Ho Chi Minh helped France possess their colony again. Then Vietnam wanted to gain its independence, but this led to conflicts between them and France. France then shelled the city of Haiphong and forcibly re-entered the capital, Hanoi. This war ended in 1954, making Vietnam victorious and finally getting its independence. The main cause of the Vietnam War was the two different ideologies. Since Vietnam was a communist country and America wasn't, America was afraid of the domino theory, which was the fear of communism spreading to their country. At first, the US only had little interest in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, but there were conflicts about the post-World War II world would be dominated over by the US and its allies and the Soviet Union and its allies. So the US feared the domino theory of expanding communist empires. In 1958, South Vietnam, with America backing them up, refused to hold unification elections. South Vietnam got involved because there were a lot of conflicts involving communism. A lot of people in South Vietnam didn't like the idea of it, especially Catholics. By 1958, communist-led guerrillas known as the Viet Cong had begun to battle the South Vietnam government. During 1955, communists were jailed and executed. In 1961, the US elected a new president, Kennedy, that promised more aid, money, weapons, and supplies. To help deal with post-coup chaos, Kennedy increased the numbers of US advisors in South Vietnam to 16,000. South Vietnam surrendered on April 30th, 1975. After the war, both USA and Vietnam lost a lot of people. The US lost 58,000 troops, and the North Vietnamese had 1.1 million deaths, and 1,170,000 people were injured. The US had to spend a lot of money on the wounded, unemployed soldiers who fought in the war. Unexploded mines caused injuries and death to innocent civilians. It damaged crops and poisoned rivers. In Vietnam, people went to poverty and drug use. South Vietnam went into communism, and America's actions couldn't stop the spreading communism, but actually sped up the domino effect. The Vietnam War is similar to wars such as the Korean War. Both of them were civil wars, and they were an attempt to stop spreading communism. The Vietnam War is different because it was the first media war. Technology has improved, and Vietnam was the first war where people are watching the fighting on their TVs. People were viewing soldiers dying every single day. You did not see this in World War I, World War II, or the Korean War.
These people got me questioning.